Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm just going to be going over a couple things that I'm going to be doing in our duck brooder just to keep things a little cleaner, drier. Ducks are messy. They're just messy. It was easy to underestimate how messy that was going to get. Um, at first when we got the ducks, I bought a pellet based bedding like this, and this stuff's really nice. As your ducks make a water mess, which they're going to, this stuff absorbs it and it expands and kind of keeps your ducks just from getting so wet. This stuff, obviously, it's still damp, but it's way better than like just pine shavings on its own. Because when we ran out of this stuff is a little bit more expensive than like just regular old pine shavings. So when we ran out of this, I thought, oh, no big deal, I'll just go with the pine shavings. Well, I didn't realize just how messy and just how wet they were going to be. So, my first tip, if you will, for keeping the duck brooder dry, pellet bedding. This stuff's awesome. It absorbs the water and expands as it gets wet and just keeps everything dry. Of course it's damp, but it's not soaking wet. Alright, as you can see, this is it just says natural softwood pellets, pellet bedding. This is made by Marth. It's only like $5-6 a bag, so it's not bad. This is a 40-pound bag, and it is definitely a little more expensive than just like your regular old pine shavings. But right now, if I wanted to keep that duck brooder clean, literally, I'm going in there, it's soaked in the morning, 6 in the morning before work. If I'm not scooping the whole thing out, I'm at least adding a layer of dry stuff. Then I come home, get off work, 3:30, 4 o'clock, I'm home. It's totally soaked. So then you either scoop it all out and lay it dry, or you lay a layer of dry, and then before bed, 8:30, 9 o'clock, I take a look again, totally soaked. So if you wanted to keep it, you could keep it dry for about 10 minutes before they turn it into a huge mess again with these pine shavings. With this stuff, much easier. Alright guys, you can see our current setup. We have a pretty large water. This is a gallon waterer, but the trouble with it is that base is so big that I can't even get it to fit in that pan really, and I'm not sure how well you can tell, but it is soaked in there. I mean, look at how wet it is, and even the ducks. Look at the ducks. They're cold. I mean, that's all there is to it. They're cold. They're messy, and this can't go on. I gotta do something about it. All right, guys. I finally got some lower wattage red light bulbs. But I'm sure you can tell. I mean, look, they're wet. This setup it's garbage. So these poor guys need something new. All right, guys. So the next thing I'm gonna do to just try and help keep things a little bit cleaner is right here. I've got a paint tray with I don't know what you want to call these. One of these mesh screens on it, and then I downsized their waterers. The base of this waterer is much smaller. It'll actually fit inside of the tray. Unlike what I have now, it's got a much wider base. This is still a gallon of water, I believe, so it's the same size volume, but I'm hoping that it'll contain the water much better, and then even what water does fall out of here will sink down here, and this mesh will still keep them from just getting totally soaked. So I think this is going to be a much better setup. Anyway, as you saw, the brooder needs to be cleaned out. So I'm going to get busy with that, and then I'll come back and show you the new water setup, and it won't take long. a few hours and I'll be able to see if this is actually better than what we currently have or not. I can't imagine how it's not going to be, especially paired with the pellets. Also, I'll leave a link in the description of this stuff too. I mean, you could probably get this stuff at any hardware store, but just in case somebody wants, I'll link this. This is just a bit of a comparison of what I was talking about a minute ago. This lid, they're about the same height, or base, they're about the same height, but you can see the size difference. These are both 1 gallon containers. This base is huge. It doesn't fit inside of that tray. So that means there's always room for spillage out the sides, and trust me, they will spill it. That's why I went to this one, same size, same volume of water, but the base is much smaller, fits inside the tray, so a lot of that spillage will hopefully be caught now. I think this is going to be much better. Alright everybody, I just got this all cleaned out. You can see just how wet the bottom of this whole thing is still. It was bad. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you how I'm going to set this up from now on. I like to do a layer of the pellets, a little bit of the pine shavings on top, and then I'm going to try out that new waterer with the paint roller tray. So these don't have to be incredibly thick from my experience with the last bag, and I just leave them a little thicker here where I'm going to put the water, and then not so thick as you can see right over there. This worked just fine before, and these are, like I said, a little bit more expensive than the pine shavings, so may as well try and save where I can. And then I'll just come behind now with a layer of pine shavings. Now we'll try put in our new watering system here. Already, I sure like the way this looks a lot better already. Alright, you guys could see it didn't take the first few of them very long to figure out where their water was again. Just a minute or two. I already like the looks of this setup much better. I think this is going to work pretty awesome. Before bed tonight, I'm going to come back out. I'll bring you guys along with. We'll just take a look at how dry things are comparatively to what it used to be. Because from here, cleaning it up after work to just shortly before bed, usually the whole floor is soaked again. So it's going to be, I think the change is going to be fairly obvious. See you in a bit. Alright everybody, it's been a couple hours. The ducks are doing way better. I'm already liking this new setup so much more. I'm sure you can see down in there is little water droplets on the tray, but looking on the outside, I don't know if you remember how terrible it was earlier. It's almost completely dry. Whew. I really like that. That's a huge upgrade. I know it's only been a couple hours, but usually within 2 or 3 hours they have got a royal mess going on. So this is pretty darn awesome. Alright everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.